Hola! Happy Friday Eve on this wet Thursday afternoon, at least here in South Florida. Hope you're all doing well. I wanted to chat a little bit today about a subject that we all know and love. For a lot of my friends, those of us who graduated together, who have worked together since we were young, we are at that midpoint where we are too old to be young and too young to be old. I don't know if anybody out there feels that way. 50 is 3 weeks away for me. I had dinner a few days ago with a group of old friends, and we used to work together. We were right between that 48 to 53 age range. And it never fails that when we get together, the topic of aging and what it does to our bodies always comes up. So that's always a lot of fun. And this last dinner was no exception. We were having a great time talking about everything, and they started asking, hey, 50's coming up for you. How do you feel and what's going on? And I said, listen, the aging thing is all a matter of perspective. It just depends on how you look at it. For me personally, the 30s were so much better than the 20s, and my 40s were so much better than my 30s. And if that's an indication, I know that this next decade is going to be amazing and thrilling. And with God's help, it's going to be very enjoyable for me. So I'm really looking forward to that. Hi, Carmen. Hi, Helene. And it's funny because the topic of wrinkles always come up. Hi, Anikriti. And we're talking, and people who know me know I'm not a big plastic surgery person. I love for people to be happy. So if that's your thing, go and do it. If it makes you happy, and if that's gonna fill you, you go and do it. For me personally, I love. Hi, Mama. I love working on the inside. If I'm happy with the inside, I'll be happy with the outside. And if I have three or four or five or 10 or however much it costs nowadays, to have that, guarantee you, I'm gonna go and see how many weeks that's gonna buy me in Kenya with my babies or traveling somewhere else. But again, that's just my thing. That's not everybody's thing. I don't knock it, and I believe that people should do whatever it is that makes them happy. I know for me personally, gravity is kicking my butt. I just would rather spend the money elsewhere. And I wanted to tell you a little story because this issue of wrinkles came up. And there were about eight of us, like I said, within that age range. One of them had this Jar Jar Binks thing going on. She had just done her lips, which was great. Everybody was giving her a hard time about it. But you know how at the beginning they're super swollen and then they'll come back, and it was great. A couple of the other ones had gone and done Botox together, and they were talking about it. So of course they get to me and they're like, "Hey Bertha, are you gonna have anything done?" And what I love about Facebook Live is that the picture's a little fuzzy. It's not like when you do something HD, so you can't really see everything that's going on here. I use creams and I dye my hair. It's not that I'm not totally, oblivious to what's going on. I just don't want to go under the knife for anything or do anything that invasive. But they're asking me, "Hey, are you going to get anything done? What's going on?" Do you not realize how hard I have worked for every line on my face? I look at it from the perspective of that I've laughed so much. I laugh more in a day than most people that I know laugh in a month sometimes. And that's going to show. I mean, that elasticity is gone. The collagen is not there. Great. But I have earned every line on my face. Have I cried through the years? Yes. But the laughter has far outweighed any of the tears. And, sometimes I look at my eyelids and I feel like they're melting into my face, and it's not that I don't notice it, it's not that I don't realize that it's there, but my grandmother had those same eyelids, and my aunts and my mom have those same eyelids. So I wear it very proudly. And I have these little lines on my upper lip, like I've been smoking for 40 years and I don't smoke. And that is another thing that I remember that my grandmother had. Except, she had it at 70. I got it at 45, whatever. But if that's the price that I have to pay for all the other things that I inherited from her, I got a great deal. And then I have this spot right here. You can see it. Every time I try to cover it up, my concealer just laughs at me. But that spot, my grandfather had that same spot. And my mom and my aunts have it, and a lot of the cousins now have it, whether it's a sunspot, an age spot, or whatever spot. It has to be an old thing because it wasn't there when I was young. But if that's what I have to pay for everything else that I inherited from my grandmother, from my grandfather, I got the bargain of the century. So I think it really just becomes a matter of perspective and the way that you. Hi, Helene. Yes, I hear you, girl. I'm on the same boat. And I think it really just depends on how you look at it. And if you can either cry about it or you can really be happy about it. And basically it all comes down to one thing. It comes down to gratitude. I think that our perspective, this is a great book, people, if you haven't read it, our perspective has a lot to do with how we appreciate things. And your gratitude really can change your perspective. Dr. Wayne Dyer said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So when I look at my face and I see these wrinkles and everything that's going on with gravity and everything that's kicking my butt, I realize that I've tried to defy gravity in adventures that I've taken. I've played with it and I've played against it, and maybe it's retaliation, but I'll take it. And I think it really just does come down to the way that you look at it. Hi, Gabby. The way that you look at things. And gratitude really can help shift your perspective on everything in your life, not just, the way that we look at the wrinkles and the bad stuff, but even the good stuff. And with a million gazillion books out there on gratitude and how we can practice gratitude, this is my favorite one. This is a blank journal that I just bought for myself. And I have many journals, and I keep a gratitude journal. And I encourage you all, if you're not doing it already, I know many of you are, to keep a gratitude journal. And before you go to bed at night, write down everything that you're grateful for, everything that happened to you in that day that you're grateful for. Try to come up with 10 things. I guarantee you it's going to be very easy for you to do that. But what I want to add to that is for you to write down 5 things, at least 5 things that you're grateful for that are going to happen tomorrow. Set that expectation, set that gratitude already in advance, and be grateful to God for the things that are coming your way. So I encourage you to practice that. I'm glad nobody talked about cellulite, because there's nothing I can say good about cellulite. Hate it. I suffer from it, whatever. And the only thing I can think of is if Chloe wanted to play Chinese checkers and couldn't find her board, I could lend her my thighs. But I want you to know that I did order one of those cellulite sticks. I will let you know when I come back from my next trip. I'm leaving on a 5-state trip tomorrow. So I'm hoping that stick will be here when I get back. I don't know the instructions, but I'm guessing it's going to be something like whack yourself with it every time you reach for that box of Cocoa Krispies. Hi, Fabio. So I'll let you know what that is, what it entails, how it works, how much it hurts. But for now, I just want you to find the beauty in who you are and how you are and who you have become. We've come so far and we're getting to this age where we're really getting to enjoy who we've become, and just embrace that. And everything else is just a byproduct. But learn to look at it from the perspective of gratitude and how much of a person you've become gaining all this stuff. Hi from Orlando. Hi, Fabio. Anyway, that's it for today. Enjoy the weekend all, and stay safe in this weather if you're down here in South Florida, or if you're anywhere else, and have fun.